we headed for big, big trouble? We got big news this week from the Fed and our good friend Jerome Powell. But what does that spell for the bond market? What does that spell for the banking industry? What does it spell for the economy in general? And of course, what does it mean for the gold price and silver price? We're going to dig into that. Also, have you ever wondered just how do these online bullion dealers establish the silver price and gold price that they quote on their websites? We're going to talk about that. And we have much more to cover with our good friend, Coin Shop Chris. Chris, welcome back to Ron's Basement.
Ron, well, we're out of summer now. We're officially in fall. So it's good to be back. So let's see what happens in the fall months now.
It should be interesting. We have a lot of people talking about much higher silver and gold prices as we head into the end of the year. I'm hearing that from many corners of the industry. So maybe at Christmas time, we'll be celebrating $30 silver, maybe an all-time high for gold. What do you think about that?
It's possible, Ron. I still say we're going to see $28 silver by Halloween. So I'm still got some hope left.
Yeah. You know, Chris, I received a couple of emails this week from subscribers asking about just how do these online bullion dealers establish the price quote that they all have on their websites for silver and gold. And I'll be honest with you, I have no idea. But I did dig in a little bit, and one of our viewers pointed out to me that he had done a lot of comparing, and he found that Pimbex, our sponsor, actually was quoting the lowest price on silver and gold. And that would make sense because Pimbex oftentimes also has the lowest price on all the different silver, gold, and platinum products that they sell. So this morning, right before we came on, I jumped out on the internet and I went to JM Bullion. They were quoting a silver price of $23.77. While at the exact same time, when I went to Pimbex, they were quoting $23.66. Then I looked at gold. JM Bullion was $1,937.35, and Pimbex was $1,029.73, almost $8 less. Do you have any color or any thoughts on just how it seems like all the different bullion dealers quote different prices? And again, based upon some extensive research that one of our viewers did, and from just the little bit that I was able to do this morning before we jumped on, Pimbex tends to be the lowest. Any thoughts on that subject?
Ron, this is a hard one to answer because I really don't know this answer. What I've been seeing, what I'm thinking is going on, some will use spot price, some will use futures price. Some will even have a little bit of dollars or cents in there to hedge against it. When you place your order, during, the market's open, prices is changing rapidly. So maybe they're hedging a little bit. I really don't know.
Well, in spot price, by the way, and I won't go through all those prices again, but the Kitco spot price was different than both the prices from Pimbex and JM Bullion as well. And the futures price, when I looked on Yahoo Finance, which I think is the forward month futures price, it was different from all those prices as well. I guess the lesson here is shop around, okay? And at the end of the day, and correct me if you think I'm wrong, Chris, but at the end of the day, what really matters is what you're paying to buy, let's say, your 10 ounces of silver or 1 ounce of gold or your American Silver Eagle. Compare those prices amongst sites and make sure that you're getting the best value. And again, this is not a commercial for Pimbex, but what I found, and they are a sponsor of the show, is that most of the time when I shop around, their prices are definitely the best. But what about this prospect, Chris? What if all these online bullion dealers started using the Shanghai Gold Exchange price? Because we know that the premiums over there, the prices over there, are even much higher than even the highest of the online bullion dealers are quoting here in the United States, and the price for silver and gold in China on the Shanghai Gold Exchange is way higher than what is being quoted here in the United States on the Comex. This week, we got news that the gold premium is now over 7%. People in China on the Shanghai Gold Exchange are paying 7% higher for gold than what people are paying on the Comex here in the United States. And that would, some rough math, would equate to over $100, probably 120 per ounce more in China on their exchange. And what's interesting about their exchange is it is more physical oriented. Same thing with silver. The Shanghai Futures Exchange was quoting silver yesterday at $25, the equivalent of 25 US dollars and 40 cents per ounce. Any thoughts on that, Coin Shop Chris?
Well, that is probably the more accurate price of silver and gold. The Comex is paper price. So we all pay more than spot price when we buy it online or buy it at local coin shops. And going back to the, rates that you see online here, at the shop I work for, Ron, we use futures price to buy, we use futures price to sell. Some coin shops will use future prices to sell, some will use spot to sell. They will flip it depending on the situation. We don't play that game. We use futures prices no matter what. You buy, you sell, and that's the fair way of doing it. But going back to China now, yes, is that a true, more of a true value for silver and gold? Probably, but I could see it going a lot higher on. I mean, China's probably doing this slowly, and these prices should be start going up.
But I guess it won't be long until the some of the big online bullion dealers decide to start using the Shanghai Gold Exchange price for silver and gold, right? So they can jack their prices up a little bit.
Well, it's not really jacking their prices up. It's we're buying, when you're seeing spot price, you're buying a piece of paper, a contract. So if silver is what, $23.75 an ounce, I think it's right around there. We can't get it for $23.75 an ounce anywhere. You go to Pinbacks, you can't get it there. You go to any online, you can't get it for that price. You're gonna pay that premium over the cost. You go into your local coin shop, you're gonna pay more than that. In today's market, it's very hard to find silver at spot.
That's an interesting point you just made, because Pat Holland has spoke on this many times, that the real price of silver is what you're paying here. Now, right, the Comex is the spotted paper, spot paper price, whatever you want to call it. Plus, we always pay a premium when we go to the local coin shop or an online bullion dealer. At the end of the day, that's the price of silver. And what's interesting is that if you consider, I would imagine right now, is it a rough estimate to say that you could probably buy, let's say, like a silver round, or a 10-ounce bar for about $25.50 per ounce here in the US, Chris?
Yes, between 25 and 26, 27, depending where you're going, yes.
First Mining Gold is a development company advancing two of the largest gold projects in Canada. Springpole in Ontario and Duparquet, located in Quebec, each already has 5 million ounces of gold reserves, but exploration initiatives are underway at both projects to find even more gold. First Mining is well-financed, has zero debt, and owns an interest in 4 additional Canadian gold development projects.
The point I'm making is it's interesting that that's also what the price is on the Shanghai Gold Exchange. And the Shanghai Gold Exchange is a more physical market. It's not as much paper leveraged up derivative, unicorn fart dust, however you want to say it. So that's interesting. Maybe that really is the price of silver, using that as an example. And is it really going to matter here? Because who knows with how horrible things are getting in the economy. And with big news this week from Jerome Powell, in the Federal Reserve that they're going to be higher for longer. All this blustery noise about how hawkish they're going to be in their continued fight on inflation, but they didn't do anything. They didn't raise any rates. But nonetheless, we seem to be heading into a situation where the government, consumers, the real estate market, everything is going to be under increased stress because rates are going higher. We had the 10-year bond yield hit over 4.5% this week. It pulled off a little bit later in the week. But what do you think is going to be some ramifications, Chris, of these higher interest rates? And I think in particular, you wanted to talk about the mortgage market.
Well, on this, Jerome Powell is a clown. I mean, and nobody can fix this. It's been this current administration all the way back for many, many years. They want to spend. They spend more money than we take in. We got $33 trillion in debt and growing. We can't add more interest rates. These banks are going to collapse. 2 years ago, Ron, you talked about this in your previous video this week too. 30-year fixed mortgage rates were an average of 3.03%. Today, they are 7.30%, 140% uptick. How is the American people going to survive at these rates? Homes prices are starting to come down. Once interest rates are going to start coming down, what's going to happen, Ryan, is just like it did in 2008. Your house value will drop. You're not going to be able to refinance because the bank's going to say, no, you pay this. You got too much money out on your loan. We can't refinance. Nobody will refinance you. And guess what? People are going to start losing their homes. Just like it happened in 2008.
Yeah, it could get real dicey. And I don't really care about the house. I'm mostly concerned about the basement.
Well, the basement will go too, my friend. But your
Maybe
house
I can
is
just
paid
sell.
for.
Maybe I can sell the house and keep the basement. Well, and that's okay though, because we got big trouble coming. I mean, and we'll talk about this in some other videos. I mean, these higher interest rates are going to kill the consumer. They're going to kill the banking industry. They're going to kill the government because, like you said, all this debt, higher interest rates, everything else, also going to kill the real estate market, also going to kill a lot of companies, zombie, it's Halloween season, zombie companies that are out there that were only surviving in the zero interest rate environment. I think if somebody wants to protect themselves, they should run out right now and buy themselves some 90% junk silver because that stuff's like everywhere. It's easy to find, right, Chris?
Absolutely not as easy to find. I mean, some people are going to say, and I guarantee it, Ron, some are going to say my coin shop's got plenty of 90%. I guarantee that's going to happen in this one. I was talking to another mod that you have, Jake. His coin shop has not been out of 90% since 2011. So that means his coin shop had on hand during the bank runs back in March. At that time, we couldn't find anything from the shops. Shops were not selling it between shops. I'm having a hard time. People are not, if they're buying it or trading their unicorn dust in for it, they're not selling it back, Ron. My bullion dealer right now has $4,000 in face. He ain't letting it go right now. He's saying, I don't have enough to let go right now. So yeah, your shop might have so-called plenty, but shops are not really trading it between shops because they want to keep it for themselves, and I don't blame them. Now we have about $800 in face right now, maybe $750. I just was able to get another $200 face from another coin shop out of New York, Ron, for the owner of the shop. And I tell you, if you see a good deal on 90%, grab it up because at some point you're not going to be able to find it at all.
Because CoinShop Chris is sensing that there might be a shortage brewing yet again in the 90% market. You did some research for us on gold buffaloes, the 1 ounce gold coin minted by the U.S. Mint, if I have that correct. We usually don't do price comparisons on gold products, but this is a special day, and you're going to share a rundown of what you found in the gold buffalo market. Can you do that for us, Chris?
Absolutely. Yeah, and you're right, Ron. We know we don't talk gold a lot, but you know, I figured we'd do one every once in a while. But this is the American Gold Buffalo Random Years. I checked a bunch of different websites out, and you know, I would say Pimbex was the best one, but I'll get to Pimbex price in a minute. These are for random rounds, so I mean, random coins, rounds, whatever you want to call these things. Muddy Meadows was $2,091.10. SD Bolin, they had them available, but they did not have them listed as random years. So I could not give a price on that one. AtMax was $2,078.49. Hero Bolin came in at $2,043.51. Silver, Gold, and Bull came in at $2,079.42. Bolin Exchange had them available, but not listed as random years. Pimbex was your winner once again. Thank you, Pimbex, again. They came in at $2,038.19. Between the high and the low, that's a $52.91 savings. And I even did a little bit more research on it. I says, Pimbex can't have the best price every single time. Well, they do, because I even went to Liberty Coin on eBay. They had them for $2,062.21. DBS had them for $2,072.43.
Interesting. So you could, from between the high and the low price, you could get your buffalo and get yourself probably 2 more ounces of silver with that 53 or so dollars that you saved yourself. You know, we're recording this on Saturday morning, September 23rd. I would challenge anyone who's watching this here over the weekend. Hopefully we'll get it out later today. I challenge anyone and put it in the comment section below. If you do find a better price, we'd like to hear about it from a different dealer. But like Chris said, for everywhere he dug around, Pimbex was the best. Chris, what about your monthly 30-day numbers on the silver, gold, Bitcoin market? What are you seeing there?
Absolutely. Over the last 30 days alone, silver was up 39 cents or 1.68%. Gold was up $19.60 or 1.02%. Platinum was up $8.60 or 0.93%. Bitcoin, our friend Bitcoin, was actually up over the last 30 days. It was up 540.11 or 2.07%. And this one I will have a hard time saying this, but bill of oil was up $10.39, Ron, or 13.05%.
Wow. Lots of interesting price movements.
You know, everything runs around oil. You know, oil goes up, everything's going to go up.
Yep. Oil is the lifeblood of the economy. Chris, thank you. Thanks as always
one more thing, Ron.
Uh-huh.
I just want to touch base on the war nickels.
Oh, yeah.
If you don't mind. You know, I know not everybody collects the 35% war nickels, but I, had a couple instances on eBay where I got some 1942 nickels were actually not war nickels. I just want to give this one quick warning, Ron. Not all 1942 nickels are actually 35% silver. They didn't start producing them until October 8, 1942 in the silver.
Okay.
So the way to tell the difference is on the back of the coin, if it's not a P, D, or an S above the Monticello, that means it's not silver.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you. That'll be come in handy for those of the viewers who collect the silver war nickels, which were made during the war, World War II, because of shortage of, I guess, nickel or other metals at the time.
And just one more thing, I want to give a shout out to your sponsor, Pimbex. For it seems 3 weeks in a row they've nailed it with the best price. So
sounds good. Yep.
Thank you.
Yep. Thank you, Pimbex. Thank you, Coin Shop Chris. On behalf of everyone who's joined us, you do this out of the kindness of your heart. You aren't selling anything to anybody. And we always appreciate your time and all the information that you share with us.
Absolutely, Ron. We will see you again next week, my friend.